surprised that
Wellness
they didn't
screening.
invite me.
Wellness screening, we'll see how well you are.
Right.
We're on.
All right. Call it to order.
Morning.
Pledge allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America,
and
to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
How would you lead us in the...
You join me for a brief prayer. Lord, thank you for this glorious day and for the many blessings that you always bestow upon us. We ask for peace and for comfort for those in London and with the activity there. Ask for guidance of leadership here in our own country, from the national level all the way to those of us serving here in Seneca County. In your name we pray. Amen.
I'll accept a motion to approve the digital audio recording of the previous board session.
Do you want to do roll call?
Oh, yeah, I skipped that. I was like, first going to do the same
Just
thing.
let-
Roll call.
He writes the business.
Here.
Commissioner Kirchner, Commissioner Thomas,
Here.
Commissioner Stacy.
That's you.
I know you're fasting, but yes.
Can we get name tags for everybody so they know who they are?
Turn the tags around.
I know who you are. And here I am with all
Who's the guy up there?
Can I have a motion?
Yes, I will move to approve the digital audio recording of the previous board session of March 21st.
And I will second. Roll call.
All in favor, say aye.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, any adjustments on today's agenda?
We do have a couple additional resolutions. One that I think will be included in the branding under old business. And I do have an equipment request from the sheriff.
I have nothing to add.
All right. Old business. Justice Center.
Meeting's today, noon. I mean, there's no change since the update, I mean, other than what they're doing out there, so from Tuesday, but our leadership team meeting is today at noon. And we've included on that agenda to talk about, I know we're not gonna be setting dates, that kind of stuff, but to make sure a number of things on the radar of things that have concerned lots of folks of what's going on with when our topping off ceremony might be, talk about the time capsule, just if nothing else to get some coverage on that and get people to speak up if they've got ideas and or want to be part of helping plan some of those things. So,
Yeah. And, you know, a couple things on my radar screen are Lady Justice.
she's on that list.
And, you know, landscaping and sidewalks, you know, finishing the area. So I don't know if there's, prior to my arrival, there was any discussion of landscaping and sidewalks here or at the Justice meeting.
There has, I don't know if there's been, I've only missed one Justice Center meeting, I don't think there has been. It wasn't, as you know, not in the plans as we have them, so there was not cost assigned for that, because it's not in the project. But we can discuss it a little bit there, and then I think we need to discuss it here when Mike's here too, because I don't know if he's had any discussions with anybody about it, but yeah, we can definitely do that.
Were there any cost estimates that we're aware of?
Unless John got them for widening, because the sidewalk on Court Street side that's gonna need to be, I think, repaired. He wants to not just repair it, but to make it wider, so it's fitting for our snow and ice removal equipment. And I don't know if there was, potentially that might have been discussed before, but there was thoughts of additional sidewalk, and I think we just need to think through what we do or don't want, and.
Yeah, we had that new
obviously
pumping station out there as well. Is that, you know, we need to landscape that. I mean, there's a lot of.
Yeah, some things to look at.
Your Honor, do you have any recollection of
I
any
remember
other-
talking about it a number of times, but I don't think there was any, I don't recall any specific amount set aside for landscaping or sidewalks.
Right.
I know that we've had a little bit of discussion on
Yeah,
that point.
it's been a little.
So you would see us discussing it at the Joint Justice Leadership Team meeting and then bringing it back here? I mean,
Yeah.
is that the protocol?
Yeah, because I just want to make sure if there's anybody there that had thoughts and ideas that they know we're interested in those. I know there was some thoughts and ideas shared around, but we'll get it started there in case we have missed anything, forgot anything, and then we need to discuss it back here too.
Yeah, it seems to me like we'll be buttoned up sometime in the fall that would lend itself to start the landscaping and the sidewalks. I mean, to give it that
I thought it was
finish
on the
look.
agenda today.
Is it?
It is. It's
Oh.
it's on that list, yeah.
All right.
It's on
Yes.
that list of things we add. I didn't say all of them, but we made sure there's
All
a
right.
number of things we put on the agenda today to make sure we don't forget. Because a lot of times we'll say, oh, we'll ask at the meeting, and then, we get
Okay.
wrapped up into the financial numbers or something else, and we kind of forget, and so we listed a number of things to ask. Like the Lady Justice, I don't know that the people there are gonna have the answers to that, but again, one of those things we need to kind of touch base on where that's at.
Yeah, and I just want to make sure we talk about it in here.
Yeah,
And then the other thing that relates to the Justice Center that I have is the law library. And we've talked about it in here before, and there's not been any formal action taken, but, at some point we need to adopt that as a plan or
yeah.
not.
So you've had some discussion with Judge Meyer.
Judge Meyer's willing to give up some space on the first floor of the annex, and it would be a conference room size office for the law library. And then recreating that conference room that he had set aside for training and conference room, recreating that across the hall, which is title now, did I have that right? Carving out some of that space to create a meeting room or a deposition suite, that if somebody comes in to use the library, they'd have that space, or if somebody comes into the city to do a deposition, they'd have a meeting room on the first floor, or if there's mediation, or if spouses needed to get together to decide a dissolution or something, that we would have a publicly accessible space, and then the law library could kind of keep the schedule on that.
Maybe we could look at the, I know there's been programming work done for the annex already, and again, that's separate from the Justice Center project, but maybe the next meeting we have here, we could throw those up and kind of talk about when we're all three here, and you could show, because those won't reflect that, right?
Right.
And then you could show it visual with that work, and then, like I said, we can. The important thing is you've had the discussion with Judge Meyer, and
Yeah.
it's space that otherwise he was going to have, so, but I think we all need to see it, and,
And the what's title is really kind of laying fallow, and it's prime real estate in the Justice Center complex. That right now, if somebody comes in to do a deposition, if the attorneys and Sandusky and the clients and Visaris, and they want to meet someplace, they could ask you to host them in. on
We'll
your
have, I think with the Joint Justice Center, we're going to have at least 2 conference rooms on each floor, plus the magistrates have a small conference room, which at least I envision making available. So we're going to have more conference rooms, but we're also going to have more people.
Right.
So I think having another conference room, certainly if it was managed by the law librarian, would probably be a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's been discussion regarding the computerization IT stuff being
There's still
somewhere.
space.
There would definitely
that
that would
for
definitely.
to be in there.
we're not getting that.
And there will still be some storage, but we're carving some
Well,
space
storage
out
is
there.
going to be an issue today because we need someplace to keep our evidence, and I'm not sure. I think we've talked about it, and then it got moved. It was going to be in the. This is your meeting, not my meeting.
That's okay. It
But
was
we
gonna
had-
be, it was
we were
gonna be behind
in
the
mezzanine-
judges, yes.
Mezzanine part, and that was gone, so we need to make
Yeah.
sure that we're gonna have some space to store evidence, not long-term, but certainly during the course of a trial, and then some long-term storage as well. But those are items,
Mhm.
I have that, and what our new address is gonna be.
103.
Is it gonna be the same as it is now?
Yeah, 103.
Okay, well then I'll cross that off my list.
We just gotta figure out the
Getting your
suite
address
numbers.
labels done?
Well, I'm Suite 4303,
4303.
4, there's a 4 in it, works for me.
Yeah.
Don't order new stationery yet.
Well, but envelopes for our jurors are
Jean
important.
did.
So
She
we are,
ordered, but she
you
didn't put
know,
a suite number
the reason
on
I'm bringing it up today is we order tens of thousands of envelopes because we go through thousands and thousands of envelopes each year. I mean, if we're gonna, the address is one thing, but obviously the mail, if we're Suite 4303, that may be something that should probably be decided. I don't think the guys at the Joint Justice Center care, but I think those of us that will be in the building and are looking forward, being proactive rather than, oh shoot, we've got a new place, what's our address? We get that squared away now. So,
Yeah. City had set that for us, 103 East Market Street, and they said it was basically up to us what we want to name the suites, so.
So maybe we can come up with a plan and can run it past it and get it to the,
well, my plan is 4303 for the fourth floor.
yeah. The
Throw
biggest
that
change will
out
be
there
to,
now.
for municipal court, they'll have a whole new address.
Yeah, well, Judge Rep can take care of it. My job is to take care of
But
it.
we'll assign him an address.
Yeah, and
You might want to touch base with him on that.
kind of talked to the city about this. Basically, the whole Justice Center will be 103. Currently, the annex is 117. But since you're only gonna have one entrance, they suggested, as long as we have suite numbers, to keep it all 103. 103 was the old courthouse on Washington Street, so
Makes sense.
they decided to reuse that and just do it on Market.
All right, anything else on that? Branding. So we discussed this a little bit on Tuesday. We heard back from SIDEC, and they are looking for a $3,500 contribution towards this cause. We've got SIDEC's in for 20, city's in for 20, Chambers in for I think 3,500. So you know, our ask is 3,500. I think for 3,500, it's something that we can make available to our elected officials, and we can certainly utilize it in regional planning and here. And I think that's a good value to be a part of a community-wide brand. It's going to be an expensive process, and there's going to be a lot of stakeholders, and you know, we certainly can't ask any of our elected officials to do that, or we can't demand that they do it. We can ask that they do it to be a part of it. It may be as simple as fonts and colors. It may be you know, some kind of a logo. You know, we'll just see where the branding process takes us. So they have a good firm selected, and they do the due diligence there.
So does that contribution, aside from whatever logo suggestions or, you know, whatever, what all it comes up with, like for regional planning, for example, they're, as you say, one of the outward agencies of the county, not a
Right.
true 100 county office, but yet they do a lot of work for us. So will they be included in that? Is, I mean, health department is separate, so they're not part of that with us. We could just share, we'd be able to share, I guess, and say if you're interested, if, I mean, if they've got, I guess I kind of wonder some of those kind of things, but, and then time frame, how long do they foresee before they're gonna have information back? And then, does this have you on the, are you as a county rep or somebody will be sitting there
Yeah,
going through this stuff?
You know, I think we probably will want one or multiple people at that table. Multiple people meaning other elected officials, regional planning.
Okay.
There's going to
That's
be
important.
focus groups, you know, to say, you know, what represents us the best. What, you know, what do we want to look like facing the rest of the world? So I think a lot of people are going to have an opportunity to interact with the branding professionals. You know, they do this in communities across the country. So
Right.
they have, and you know, one of their mantras is, well, let's see where the process takes us. You know, they, you know, don't go in with a preconceived
You'll tell,
notion.
yeah.
Let's see where the process takes us, and you know, some communities get to the point where they have a unified logo for all entities, and some communities say, you know, when possible, use this font in this color. I mean, and everything in between. So, we'll have to see where the branding process takes us. You know, I think, clearly the museum's at, you know, kind of an inflection point where they could use some different branding. The Park District is at an inflection point where they could, you know, use some branding. You know, our stuff's tired, so we could use some branding. So, you know, those three entities are certainly at a crossroads where they could.
Yeah, but regional planning is too.
Yeah.
They're doing a new website development now. I mean, our IT committee there is,
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, the company's already working on it, and we've been behind the scenes looking, it's not launched yet, but, you know, giving them feedback on what we like and don't like and that kind of stuff, so it makes them, doesn't mean we won't have that going before this is done, but it's an opportunity. Yeah, does Commissioner Kirschner have any, I don't remember where he was at with stuff, do we need to wait to act on this until
I think we can.
we've got all of us
act.
here, or?
I think we can act.
I mean, I'm pleased that the contribution is 3,500 versus,
Yeah.
I really was thinking they were gonna expect a lot more than that, and I was really gonna struggle with that a little bit because we've got so many things going on, but it's,
At 3,500, it's a good price point
Yeah.
for us, given our demand and our need. And it keeps us at the table and keeps us cooperating with, you know, the rest of the folks that are driving the economy here, so.
I have my stuff up ready, but we can read it when I read the rest of the.
okay. I'm good with that, I can support the 3,500, so.
Any other old business?
SIDAC meeting is tonight, that's not necessarily old or new or whatever, but just, I was gonna,
Oh, yeah, annual meeting.
their annual meeting tonight.
Good deal. New business.
New business, I'll do my one additional. Sheriff Eckleberry contacted us a couple weeks ago. He had one of his control boards in his top oven go out. He had enough money in his contract service line. They tried to do the replacement of the control board and found out that wasn't it. So he's gotten a quote. He called, thought hopefully we would be able to support this, so he's requesting, the quote is for $10,941 to get that top oven replaced. He is working out of their bottom oven right now, but they're both as old as the building. He did try to repair it. That's the second control board he's put in that top one. And this time it didn't work, so it must be something else, so he's asking for,
So this gets him a whole new oven.
yes, top oven, yeah. I guess they're separate, but they're stacked, so, industrial, so. If that's okay, I have a sub app ready for his equipment line for that, because he doesn't have any money in place for, you know, it's unexpected, he didn't know that was gonna go out, so.
Right.
That's okay, I'll just add it in with the rest of the resolutions. He got a quote for both of them, but he said the bottom one was working fine, and he wasn't gonna get much of a discount to buy two, so he said, we'll just do the top one. If that's okay.
And they do some meals for, they still do some meals for the school out for North Central Academy?
Yep, yep, yep. All right, go through the resolutions. I have a supplement to the permanent appropriations to the probate special projects funds. They're asking an additional $12,473.41. I have a supplemental decrease to the permanent appropriations for the Allen I refund. They're reducing it by $9,477.83. I have a supplement to the permanent appropriations to the general fund. This is putting $2,577.51 into the prosecutor's equipment lease line. They're getting into a new lease for their new space. They're gonna share that lease cost with victims' assistance, since they're all gonna be in the same area now, so. I have a supplement to the permanent appropriations to the general fund, putting $125,000 into uninsured expense. As you know, we had an insurance claim with the wind for just the estimate on that, I think was 80,000 on that. And we still have some outstanding bills for the damage done at public safety at the end of the year last year. So we did already get it's about 50 grand from the insurance for that one. We're waiting on the go-ahead for the other one.
So this is amount of the repair cost above the insurance?
This includes the money that we'll get from the insurance, and it'll supplement that one we need to close from last year and reopen this year for the last year's claim.
Okay.
I have a resolution establishing the Ohio EPA Mosquito Control Grant Program Fund, request of regional planning. A resolution setting time, date, and place to receive sealed bids for the BSP County Road 6-1.40, BLO County Road 43-2.89, and PLE Township Road 138-0.76 superstructure replacement pre-stressed box beams. These bids will be accepted Thursday, April 6th at 11:15 a.m. here at the Commissioner's office. Don't ask me what the BSE and the BLO stand for, I have no idea.
Probably like Bloomville, and I think the PLE might be like Pleasant Township.
Pleasant, okay, that makes
But I don't know
sense.
what,
Yeah, Pleasant, PLE is probably Big Springs and Bloomville.
Township
By
Road
the
138,
townships.
yeah.
There you go.
I have a resolution authorizing the purchase of a 1995 International dump truck on behalf of the Seneca County Engineer. This is purchased from, I think he purchased it from the Thompson Township trustees. He had an insurance claim that the engineer had last year. He's already got the money in place for this. We just had to do the resolution for the auditor's office. So it's already been done, but he bought it from Thompson Township, saved him a little bit of money, and got him a not new, it's a 1995.
It's
but
20-something years old.
obviously it's a truck. Mark wouldn't buy it if
Mark
it
is
wasn't in.
efficient.
Yes, Mark wouldn't buy it if it wasn't still in good. Let's see. All right, now that doesn't make any sense to me.
Selling one and buying one.
Yeah, I'm selling and buying the
It's the same truck.
same truck.
was the one he's getting rid of, the one that was in the accident or whatever?
Yeah, it just happens to be
Same year.
same year.
He really liked that. It was a good year.
It must
Yeah,
be.
it is
It is a different VIN number because we have these on our resolution. So I'll finish up. I have a resolution.
Jimmy probably wasn't even born yet.
I was 3.
Resolution authorizing the disposal of an unneeded, obsolete, or unfit county-owned property, a 95 International pickup truck. This is the one that was in the
It was an accident, yes.
accident.
Yes.
Apparently a good truck. Mark likes those trucks. And I have a supplement to the permanent appropriation to the general fund. This is for the purchase of the oven, $10,941 into his equipment line. And I have a supplement to the permanent appropriations to the general fund, putting the $3,500 in our economic development line for the additional branding. And those are all I have.
I move to approve.
Second?
So, I don't know if they make cookies at the sheriff's office, but can we have the first batch of cookies? Maybe we don't. Maybe I don't know.
I don't think I've ever heard anybody request
Oh.
to have jail food.
I don't want to go out there for lunch, okay? I'm not thinking I want to go out there for lunch.
We had lunch out there for
I
our
just thought Shane
leadership,
wanted to talk about
our
food.
leadership class. We had lunch out there for our leadership class one day. It was all
Do
right.
you need a roll call?
Commissioner Stacy,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
and Commissioner Mercer.
If you ever had to eat that turkey sausage, you'd never forget.
All not gonna ask if you're speaking from experience or anything, I'm just.
As when I was the jail medical officer.
All right, anything from the community?
Don't talk about naked Indians today?
We talked about it in branding. It's implied. 10:25, we're adjourned.